Hello everyone, it's me, Miko, again. You're so excited, I know. I have a voice again and it's super fun. First of all, I want to apologize for being away for so long. My job makes me very busy around December and early January, and since it's the end of the year, we're scrambling to get everything entered on time. And secondly, I had a convention in January that I tabled at, which I sort of got scammed. Comment below if you want to hear about that. And after that I got sick, so that was all really fun and super exciting. Oh, by the way, if you're from that convention and subbed to my channel after it, thank you so much. So I got lots of good critique from my tutorial video that I did, one of which was to use a script. I've taken your advice and I have scripted this and I'm even reading it right now. So hopefully there will be less ums and uhs and I won't spontaneously forget what things are called. Though to be fair, I still think no-scos is pretty funny. Don't at me. In this video, I want to talk about improving your art, which actually relates to my personal improvement goals for 2019. I'm by no means a perfect artist, and the speed painting in the background was actually a sketch I had never intended to finish. It is by no means perfect at all. And in fact, this recording isn't even perfect because my computer buffered or something like that, and all the footage past a certain point froze. So even though I had recorded it for this specific clip for over an hour, it was just frozen for most of it. So we're missing that part. But let me tell you about the drawing. I watched this anime movie and it's called Redrawing, and it's about racing and super cool aliens and things like that. And I got inspired to draw something fun, sort of like the movie. I decided to draw my OC Simone, who's like a total bamf, but also pretty mean. And full disclaimer, I don't know how to draw cars or motorcycles very well, so I do use a reference for this bicycle. And that brings me to our topic of art improvement. I always find myself not liking the things I draw the moment I'm done with them. Whether it be the coloring or I notice things far too late in the process to turn back, liking my art has always been a struggle for me. And so I've made lots of attempts to improve my art over the years. My original New Year's resolution for this year was not to post something unless I was truly proud of it, but I learned pretty quickly that I would not be posting anything at that rate. I wouldn't even been posting this video because I'm honestly not satisfied with the drawing that I made. Thankfully though, I'm a very self-critical person now, and I can usually spot things in my art to improve by myself. But I wasn't always like that. In high school I used to be in this great hole of denial, thinking I was the best artist around, and I wasn't. But it stunted my art improvement a lot, and going off of that, here's some things I wish that I had done to improve my art. So first up is listening to critique. I used to be very defensive about my art. If someone critiqued it, I wouldn't show them my art ever again because I never saw anything wrong with it. Taking people's criticism, albeit with a grain of salt, is one of the first ways to improve your art because it helps you see the things that might be wrong with it and the things that you might need to improve on. But second off is listening to that critique. This isn't something I did personally because I didn't listen to critique to begin with. But I see this quite a bit in other people who sometimes ask me for critique. I give them this critique, I give them this advice, and tell them things they could do to improve their art, and they just never use it. Not only do they never improve, but it's also very frustrating for me, as I've taken the time out of my ever so busy life of cleaning cat barf to give them this advice. I love you, Rosie, but you barf so much. And so number 3 is doing studies. Normally I do studies when I find myself in art block, and it's a great way to help me unwind from my normal style and try something new. One thing I never did as a young artist was studies. And this leads back to thinking that I knew everything. But for anyone, especially improving artists, taking some time and doing some studies can be so helpful for improving your art, if only to loosen up your technique and make you more confident in what you're drawing. And you can study anything really. Realism, you can use a cool anime artist you found, or you could do some glitter bombs. You can go any way with studies and it can be very fun. Fourth is redrawing old art, and look, it's another thing I never did. Wow, I was just a terrible teenager. No wonder my art teacher hated me, but she also hated anime, and I'm absolute weeaboo trash. She hated my waifu for being 2D, and I'm still traumatized. Actually, I'm fine. So, redrawing your old art is such a good way to improve yourself. Taking a piece from even 6 months ago, picking out your mistakes, and redrawing it can help you find things to fix. And it's also a great comparison to see where you have improved and what places might need a little bit more focus or a couple more studies done, and just like helping you become more satisfied with your art overall, knowing that you've progressed. For me, myself, I'm always picking on my eye placement and coloring, which are two super easy things that I'm just not good at for some reason. So 5th is experimenting. We're gonna get out our beakers, we're gonna put on our science coats, we're gonna do some experimenting, we're gonna do weird science. Let's make a Barbie doll into a hot lady. But seriously, looking up color palettes and trying to create a new style, things like that. Experimenting can be so helpful. You try new things and you learn, which is something that comes naturally to people anyways and can be a really great way to improve. If you're struggling keeping up with an anime art style, sometimes experimenting can bring you closer to an art style that really feels natural to you. It also doesn't keep you confined to a single box of art. I know that I personally conform to a strictly anime style, but I used to experiment with the style like the art from the band Gorillaz. Can you imagine it? Don't. It was terrible. And that's it, my 5 tips for improving your art. You may be wondering why I didn't include references in this video despite using one in my speed painting. And that's because I don't think references are a way to help you improve quickly. They do help you improve over time, as you can see me using a reference for the bike in the video. But even after I do that, I don't know how to draw bikes any better from that reference. If I want to, and I do want to, draw bikes better, I should do studies and learn from the parts of the bike instead of being lazy, looking at a picture and drawing a line and repeating this again and again and again. So I hope this video really helps you guys improve. I should probably take my own advice and do those bike studies if I'm honest. If you do like this video, think it was helpful, please do like and subscribe. I have a real person job, so I don't upload every weekend. But when I do upload, I do try and make something nice, and then I bribed my editor to put it together for me because making nice things took up all my energy. Speaking of which, shout out to my editor for dealing with me for more than 5 seconds. Thank you for watching, everyone, and bye!